Hello, everyone. Oh, I should probably put on my fucking headphones so you don't hear the echo. But in the meantime, hello, hi, I am Slappy Meats, and oh my god, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Holy fuck. For me, what, 3 weeks? Without drums? Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn. Ugh, I need to get back to playing my Dhampir Rogue. Saildove. Saildove, I should say, but he usually just goes by Dove. No need to be so formal. Anyway, we also have a big open field where Lolo would typically be. But I will be piloting. I'll be driving his mushroom tonight. Carrying on.
Driving his mushroom, huh?
Oh, you heard me. Carrying on, we have Salnica with us as well.
Hello, I play Felemy, a very fate-touched paladin. That's basically as chaotic good as you can never find a paladin.
We also
Oh,
have...
and she has the big cow that she really loves.
Oh, shit. Oh. We also have Moonlight Kitsune.
Greetings all. I play Yozora, the warlock, and the team librarian, apparently.
You mean the mummy?
That too.
More or less.
Someone's got to try and keep you idiots alive when you decide to, poke at the trap.
Good luck with that.
Sorry, my curiosity gets to me sometimes.
Oh, believe me, I've got plans depending on how things go, and how the dice and DM let me happen. But I have to get to a point where, feasibly, I'm allowed to I could pull it. But
Oh, is Team Mommy gonna punish us? Anyway, we also have with us our precious Bunya boy, Bunya Bee.
And I am forever your Tabaxi Drake Warden Wither, who's always a little bit curious at times.
He
a
is
little
kid.
bit, he says.
Just a tad, apparently. And of
How
course,
many lives have you lost so far?
none yet, I think. We're all watching out for each and every one of those lives. We gotta have them there for reserve. They're so tasty. Anyway, we have Ironmog with us as well, our beneficent DM, running this homebrew adventure for us.
Hail, travelers! Welcome back.
I was
Been
given
a-
a
been a
little bit
minute.
of a recap. Sorry, oops. I was given a little bit of a recap by Lolo, but I could certainly use one.
Absolutely. Do any of you want to give a Slappy a rundown on what happened?
Skeletons appeared, and we smashed them.
That's a pretty quick and accurate rundown, yeah.
No, that what?
We continued to explore, had a slight rest, and found one of the door, a destroyed door. Among
I
the
did
wreckage,
hear about
which
that.
we're at right now in the game.
From what I understand, it suggested that it is connected to the city of Doors itself, or once was.
It had been.
It looks like an old portal to the city of doors that they used to have, and it's not really usable anymore.
And like it seemed far older than the one we came through.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Okay. So besides that, yeah, I heard you cleared out the dungeon of Skelly jerks.
Mm-hmm. Some with brute force, some with divine magic.
Some with seduction?
I mean,
No.
I know they had all of them had some nice boners, but
Ew.
That's right. Just the blunt innocence of that. Just, ew. Unacceptable. No. Okay, well, sorry. Take it away, Mog.
But yes, that's a very succinct and fairly accurate rundown of what happened last time. The combat was very interesting. There were a couple of them that were wiped out by divine radiance, and then there was one that just kept going.
Thank you.
This thing would not drop for anything. But
And
even
going.
it too was eventually brought down. There was a short rest where everybody kind of caught their breath after that and shook it off and had a poke and look around. Opened up a couple more doors. The one to the north, there was some more floor that had collapsed. Looks like part of the building had just kind of sunk into a hole during some quake or another. There was a chest that had been found. There was some nice gear and loot inside of it. And then you came back to this chamber that you all find yourself in at the moment, where there was, as mentioned, an altar/control area. This is where they would have set the door to connect wherever it is they wanted it to go, and send messages and such through it. And the remains of the door that once stood upon the platform, very clearly, very obviously, a door similar to the one you've seen that has connected the city of doors and the prime plane to other places throughout reality, which does in fact suggest that at one time or another this was connected to the prime plane. And it seemed that these ruins themselves were leftovers of some sort of Bronze Legion installment. And there was a final chest that you'd found in this room as well that was unlocked, searched, and some more goodies were found. And I don't know if you completed distributing those. I think you might have.
I think we did, but I don't remember what was even in there.
Unfortunately, I don't recall at this point.
I can't remember off the top of my head either.
Hey,
I
me
know
neither.
I know most of it was divvied out for the most
Wait.
part.
You don't remember either, Slappy? But you were there.
You'd think I would remember the treasure.
The only bit of loot I remember immediately off the top of my head was the greaves that went to one who leans because they don't wear armor, and the cloak that I got for the extra AC.
Yep, that is true.
Lolo did do me
I'm-
the courtesy of recording the session, so I probably could have watched, and I would be of great help here, but I neglected to do that.
I think my greatest treasure that I found was the...
Friendship?
No, the discovery that I need to add divine favor to my spell, to the list of spells that I always have ready.
I know I added
Hmm.
a potion of speed to me.
Ooh.
There was a potion of speed that was
yum.
found. There were some more healing potions that were found. There was a cloak of protection +1 that Yozora is now wearing. There were some bracers of armor that I do believe one who leans ended up wearing.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds about right.
Fair.
And
Cries.
there was,
Yeah.
I believe, an amulet of Constitution that raised your Constitution by 2.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, excuse me? Excuse me?
Who got that one?
I think we were debating on giving it to you as well.
Fucking
so
please.
that's-
Oh my god, my bite attack uses my constitution. And you know I want to bite more people. Plus I'm, made of glass. 16 hit points, and also, cries and 15 AC.
Mhm. I think we were, like I said, I think we were talking about giving it to you as well. So, because I think you were the one who opened both the chests as well.
Oh,
I
it
think
certainly
you were-
was.
You certainly checked for traps. That much I can remember.
And he
And
used
yes,
his toolkit both times, I believe, as well.
Great.
I remember having to catch Wither before they went and blitzed to open a chest. Like, no, wait, stop, no.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
kinda rolled low on my wisdom on that one.
I do see a yellow square on one of the chests. I trust that was indicating that it was trapped at one point.
It was, yes.
Oh yeah, and I remember doing something stupid to that hole in the north room.
Doing
was
something
fun.
stupid to the hole. It do happen sometimes. Hey, can I have that amulet? Sorry. I think that amulet might look rather fetching on me, don't you?
It's all yours
I thank you very much.
for your hard work.
You're too kind. I'm going to infer that, Mog, you're going to put it in the window. Or do I search for it? Can I search for it? It's amulet.
Oh,
Of Constitution?
Hold
Oh, I see it. Bonk? Yes, this seems to be it. Amulet of Constitution.
okay. So it should be on
Where?
your sheet now. Yeah, there
Oh.
it is. Okay, cool.
Oh. I was using that handy dan.
Should be under equipment, and if you actually equip it, fingers crossed, it should automatically raise your con.
Yay! It did.
Hell yeah.
Ah.
And it doesn't want to, my cloak doesn't want to update, so it's like, okay, 12. Can't remember, I had 1 to it, so I'm 13.
Should this increase my hit points by 1?
It should, in
Or
fact, also be including
3.
the 3 hit points you should get from the bonus now. It doesn't look like it
Doesn't seem
did.
to. Not yet, anyway. I don't know if anything else needs to update.
But there you go.
Ah, thank you.
I overrode it. Should have 19 now. If
Oh,
that
yeah.
adjusts again later for some reason to have 3 more, I'll just fix it again. But yeah, I was hoping it would. It didn't, but oh well. I'm glad that it updated the Constitution at least. That was kind of cool. I'm glad that's working.
That is handy.
So I'll have to look into why that didn't. But yeah, cool. So there's that.
Auto magic.
So yes, there was the amulet, the bracers, and the cloak that had been found, along with some other potions and such that had been found in there as well, and some kind of basic loot like gemstones, I believe.
Yep, I think they got divvied
Right
out
on.
for the most part. I took one from the first chest that was
Yeah, I
just
think you
by
did.
Flosum. Yeah, but I think there was 4 in the one that's by us though.
But yeah, by all means, let's go ahead. We'll unpause. We'll start it up.
Ah, spooky. Oh. Well, I feel healthy already. Now, you don't think this gate... Nobody knew about this, did they?
I'm fairly sure they would have mentioned if that was the case. They mentioned this as a new world where nothing was known.
They couldn't have. Yes, exactly.
This might be something we might want to bring up to Yanni.
You don't think this is... what?
Sorry, Pani.
Second age, or era. Second age. First age, even.
Whichever it is definitely worth the attention of the council. So I do believe we shall bring it up with Pani, indeed.
Pani, specifically, yes.
Yes. Yeah, since she is the one who's essentially been around the longest, it seems like.
As long as she has gathered herself from that dreadful revelation. And is ready to handle more shocking developments.
Who knows, this
Yes.
might
Oh, go ahead.
Who knows, this might open new venues of solutions for our current predicament. Well, the ones which she's struggling with, I mean.
She
This-
is the one who sent us here too, by the way. So might be might be a good thing to mention it to her specifically too.
This one thinks that further progress in our mission will greatly serve to increase her optimistic outlook.
Optimism, huh? I mean, we found it. We found reference to this Bronze Legion, but that's about it. That they've been here before, but they're clearly not here anymore, and the way they left, if this is how they left, is Kizora just gestures to the destroyed door.
If they actually
Parting
left,
gift, I
though,
guess.
as well. They may have stayed here.
Can I search around and try to investigate? Like, does it look like this was destroyed from the outside? Or this is like the fucking gif of Skeletor going through the mirror and then just punching it?
Punching it, yeah.
Like, can I take a look around and see if there are any
Yeah,
signs
absolutely.
of blast impact something?
The aura is as well. One who leans is detect magic in the area and has detected, obviously the residual magic in this whole kind of situation, platform, device, everything that's going on. But yes, you may absolutely poke around, investigate as you wish.
Nice.
It was a pretty good one. All right, so where are you starting your investigation? What are you looking at specifically? Let's see what we can start telling you.
Starting with the ground around the platform itself to see if there are any examples, any evidence of like charges being placed on the ground, anything explosive, anything magical that may have ignited, to see if perhaps they pass through and then beep beep, fucking timed vines or some shit.
Okay.
Or if there are any obvious hammer marks, like someone had smashed this from the outside.
Smash it, yeah. Okay, absolutely. So let's see. 19, again, that's pretty good. And the D100 seems to agree. So, as you're kind of stooped over, looking around at things and just kind of observing and just putting the scene together in your mind, you do start to notice that there is absolutely a pattern that you might otherwise describe as like the dispersal pattern. It seems that the pieces and the shards and everything did explode outwardly from the center. So it would have started here, and then the pieces and the dispersal of them looks like they kind of explosively, forcefully were pushed out from the middle and then into the different, areas surrounding it. You do notice that a lot of the debris, being as heavy as the stone archway and the wood door likely would have been, that a lot of it is still kind of held within the center where it kind of just like burst and collapsed on itself. But there are smaller rocks and smaller like sections of the door, like there might be along these metal bands. There might be some of the wood nails that had gone through, or if they'd used rivets or whatever, that might have been popped off and kind of scattered around as well. So you do notice that, yes, it was an explosion and not an implosion for certain. That is one you're actually just able to ascertain. You do not notice any sort of powder or burn or scorch anywhere. So it doesn't look like it was any sort of conventional explosive device that did this. Because you have in fact seen, guns as well being from the city. So it doesn't seem like it was any sort of firearms or powder-based weaponry as far as you are aware of, and as far as your history and understanding of chemicals and chemistry and mixes and alchemy goes. None of this looks like it was anything like that. Okay. So your best guess is that it was likely magically induced and not with something like a fireball or something that would have burnt or scorched.
Yeah. No char, no electrical burns, no charring of really any kind. No acid burns, nothing that
exactly
leaves telltale signs of elemental magical influence. Stand up and... What do we know about this Bronze Legion again? Do we know anything about this Bronze Legion?
I can make another history check, I believe, but last couple ones I've rolled haven't come up with anything. So
if I don't know shit about them, then
there is a baseline for information that you will have being from the city, but you may absolutely roll history to see if you know more.
Okay. One above average.
And yeah, that's anybody that wants to roll a history check.
I am marginally intelligent.
Here we go again. Let's see if maybe I remember something this time.
I'm more sensitive than studious.
For fuck's sake.
I had a bad feeling about that.
Apparently, if I don't know,
Oh.
fuck all.
Oh,
Those
right.
damn dice.
Let's
Why
leave
do
it.
they always eat
Oh,
dice?
fuck. We can leave it to our diplomat, but. Okay.
All right. So, again, Dove, being from the city itself and having spent as much time as you had there, this is something you just had a baseline of understanding and knowledge of. And that baseline and understanding is that the Bronze Legion was a legion of the large copper skeletons you see everywhere that are known as the City Lords Elite. They are known to be loyal to the City Lord, and they are known to be, I don't want to say property because that's not exactly correct, but they are the City Lord's creation and responsibility.
Charge.
Charge,
guess.
absolutely, yes. It is the City Lord's charge.
To take care of them, to walk them, to feed them.
Yeah.
I am getting sudden flashbacks from another set of adventures.
Okay, and so they're typically, I mean, to this day, I suppose, they are a force that roams the city, a force that dwells within the city. Are they utilized as enforcers? Guard?
Their current role within the city, as they're known now as the City Lords Elite, anytime you see them, they are usually in a guard type situation. They seem to be like very stoic sentinels that protect important and sensitive areas. They have never been fielded, as far as anyone within the city and the Prime Flame knows, they've never been fielded as an army. The Bronze Legion was
Okay.
at best a rumor. Mostly there was no concrete or hard evidence, but there was a lot of like tangential, I saw, my cousin's brother's friend heard kind of stuff that was very believable, and there was so much of it was hard to ignore after a while. But the Bronze Legion was understood to be an army, the City Lord's personal force of this massive group of these copper skeletons that had been created to fight back against the Empire of Shadow.
Okay. 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 Oh, essentially, you wouldn't see. I don't know if the 16 helped with this, but you wouldn't see, as far as we know, as far as Dove or maybe one who leans knows, I don't know. You wouldn't see the Legion far from the City Lord at any given time.
Usually, and yes, so you get a little bit more of the, there's a lot of weight to the rumors. Basically, is about how Dove knows. Is these are unconfirmed, but probably real things. The 16 with One Who Leans is One Who Leans did some research apparently and asked some questions, kind of poked around while they were within the city and learned some stuff about the Bronze Legion, including the fact that while it has never been confirmed, none of them have ever been seen within the city limits. There are absolutely individuals, a lot of them arcs, who have gone out into the kind of, far breadth of creation with copper skeletons that were not part of the City Lord's Elite. The City Lord's Elite, having very specific garb and identification and like kind of more traditional ceremonial look to their spears, whereas Bronze Legion are very much more functional. They are soldiers, absolutely.
Okay.
And so they have been identified and described having gone out with some arcs to different places. And while no one's said for sure, yes, those are Bronze Legion and not City Lord Elite, everyone kind of just goes, oh, that was those copper skeletons kind of thing. And it absolutely does stand that they were seen for the most part around the City Lord, at the City Lord's beck and call, and involved with the arcs, which themselves are already a creation of the City Lord and kind of a branch of enforcement and investigation that answers only to the city lord.
Okay. Okay, so there's a hierarchical element to there, but it still all points to the palm that holds the fingers.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you. So looking around, maybe nodding with one who leans, so I don't have to voice act both at once. Well, if we are sure the Bronze Legion was here, it looks like we don't have to necessarily worry about them being here anymore. This blew up from the inside. This gate blew itself up. I imagine that they had taken their spoils, taken whatever they had come for here, left, and sealed the gate shut behind them.
So if this was previously in contact with the city of doors, this world was abandoned.
Abandoned, or they may have been chased off.
Well, yes.
Something must have
sometime
made
you
them
to
leave.
retreat.
This one presumes it may have something to do with the Emperor of the Forbidden City. The
So-
previous incursion.
So this darkness that was detected in this world, the Lords of Shadow, or whatever they're calling themselves now,
Right. You know what, that makes sense. If someone came here, whether from the city or not, if someone came here from the northern gate, what was it called? The Gate to Heaven or whatever? And found themselves this sweet piece of land all to themselves, and suddenly the City of Doors wants to stake its claim on it, what would they do but run them off?
I'm more concerned as to why there would be no written record of this world if the city of Doors was once here. I doubt they would just have forgotten. Was it removed from history? And if so, for what reason?
Dove smiles. He can't help but show his fangs in this smile because these are. He just says to himself, "Oh, the
Well,
the best kept secrets."
Good thing you're behind me. I can see your fangs.
Yeah. Everyone has secrets.
Is it possible that they were sent on a mission similar to what we did?
I doubt they would construct an entire gate and then destroy it just like this.
Speaking
Unless
strictly,
they wanted to keep it to themselves.
but speaking strictly, the resources to maintain, if they were around when this incident happened with the Emperor, the resources to maintain the area might have exceeded the worth of keeping it. Resources of keeping this bastion, this land, where we are now, may have exceeded the price
Exactly.
of standing here.
It was no longer
True, but
valuable.
But that does not answer the question of why they would erase knowledge of this world from the written records.
Perhaps the price itself. That is part of the price itself. Something that they had done here. Something they don't wish to be remembered. Something they don't wish to be incriminated for.
Or something they don't want found. Not necessarily for fear of incrimination, but for fear of what it might
Like a great
bring
power.
up. guess something like that. Well, in any case, I do believe we'll need to use one of our communicating raven to tell Pony to come and check all of this. This is most definitely something she'll want to know about.
Oh, definitely.
And hopefully, maybe she'll be able to get more information.
And will share that information with us. That much I hope.
Ah, One Who Leans has kibble written down in his inventory.
Yeah.
Is that because of the wolf who leans?
Oh, cute. Who has one of these? Who has the communication device?
I know it's not me, but
I believe
think-
it might be One Who Leans, honestly. Does it
Yeah,
show on
I would
his?
suspect, but I don't see.
I'm checking my stuff now.
What was this device called? I think I trust One Who Leans to be the one.
I
to
think
have
it was a wondrous figure. Or, God damn it, I don't remember the exact name right now. But I think it was a Silver Raven figurine of wonder.
Oh. Oh, sweet.
Someone should have a haversack, and in one of the pouches of the haversack, there are 2 figurines of Wondrous Power Silver Raven.
Thank you,
Two.
Mug.
Two of
no
them,
haversack
okay.
on my side.
I'll drag the figurine here to One Who Leans in the meantime. For that matter, it's just
Definitely not me.
handy.
And in
Oh, fuck's
fact,
sake.
I will make you.
I also dropped the haversack in his inventory.
I'm going to make an actor for all of you called the Haversack that will
Oh,
be in
sweet.
familiars and things. Basically, just ignore everything other than the cargo, and that'll be all the items and all the gear and all the loot you store within the Haversack. And I'm going to make sure you all have permission to it since it's for the party.
Sick.
That makes sense. Yes,
Roger that.
a sort of party inventory.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And where would that exactly be at?
It will be in the familiars and things folder.
Okay. I just see Aiden in mine right now.
Yeah, I'm making it real quick right now.
Sorry, wasn't meaning to rush.
No worries.
I'm taking this moment to look at how Animal Messenger works.
Oh, hold on. I'm wondering now. Oh, okay.
Damn, it's still 25 words. Fuck. Okay. Alright.
Okay, I can see the haversack now.
And there should be one other figurine of Wondrous Power Silver Raven in it. And yeah, it's still 25 words. It is meant for quick missives.
When we get outside, One Who Leans will drop the figurine, or speak the command word and drop the figurine to the ground. And,
Yeah, actually. Is there anything else you guys want to get done in here?
I do believe we've looted the place.
I believe we have. I
Yes.
think we were just about to. I think we had just finished our. We were just going to do a short rest before we left.
Yeah,
I certainly
get some
wouldn't.
HP back.
I certainly wouldn't mind getting out of here. It's getting a little close in here.
Close and musty. I really would rather not run into any more skeleton.
Ah, better.
In that case, the party is able to return to the surface, making their way back up the rope they dropped down onto the surface world once more. These abandoned ruins you were poking around in where you found this entrance.
Dove will reclaim the rope, while one who leans places the bird down, the Silver Raven figurine, onto the ground. Was there a specific word of power that was given to us?
There is not one specifically called out, so if you want, you can say you just use it. If you want to give it a specific command word, you absolutely may.
You'll say, aloft. To bring it to life.
Wither walks over to the pond again and just kind of just splashes some water in his face and just kind of halfway cleans himself, if anything, from all the death that he was just around.
One who leans will describe to the raven, Punny, to tell it, look, go, travel to the village to the east and look for the tall woman adorned with blue silks and a pale figure. Wait, he doesn't have an accent. Well, he has Lolo's accent, but it's not the same. Please, deliver this message.
Would it help that I've got a quick message that's less than 25 words written down?
What do you got?
Ahem. Ruins clear, found evidence of Bronze Legion. Ruins were infested with undead. Might be more lower than we went. Found a destroyed door.
Not bad. I got one. Ruins clear is good, though. Shit. Honey. Already off to a great start. How's it going? No. Northern ruins cleared. Evidence of old, destroyed City of Doors portal. Possibly of previous era. Signs of Bronze Legion. Undead cleared. Still giving me the fucking accent. Undead cleared. Watch for traps. Just that was 25.
Anything else to include in that message?
That's 25 words.
Okay. At which point, the raven will give a knowing nod, leap into the air, and fly immediately towards Bannock 2.
Wither, a shiny bird just flew away.
Oh no.
Bird.
And Philomene
Hang on.
will catch Wither.
Hang Hang on. Let me do one little thing first.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No.
I swear, if I have to shoot him.
Wither starts to run off.
Philomene catches Wither by the collar.
It's chirping. Just...
I resist. Shall we go for strength? Strength and dex?
So athletic.
Yep. Philomene, you may roll your athletics. Whether you may
Nice.
roll your acrobatics.
Okay.
And I didn't mean to roll twice.
Oh, it's too...
Oof.
Wrong character. But
Yeah.
because let me see if it's the same. See if it'll be the same on both of them.
Oh, I trust not. I think you got a pretty high
It would be a little bit higher.
It'd be 4 more, but I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'll
Hardly
leave
a
the roll
22.
alone. So, yep, it would be. Let's see. It would end up
Yeah.
being
It would be a 10.
four more, but it would be only on 11. So, yep,
Alright,
you
never
caught
mind.
me. But bird.
Yozora just looks over with this most deadpan expression of, "Oh, are you kidding me?"
Dove just
At least
chuckles.
somebody else had to caught him instead of me this time.
Dove's winding the rope up around his arm. Oh,
Well,
kitty.
she's
Oh,
been
kitty.
mindful. She's been mindful of the kitty for the last few rooms since there were traps, and she did not want him rushing into the treasure. As soon as she saw the bird fly off, she kind of thought, "Oh no, the kitty."
As Dove is winding the rope into a coil around his arms, she's just, oh, kitty, do we need to put you on a leash?
Is it gonna be one of the
Fine.
child ones?
Get all harness.
Wither stops and kind of paws towards the water again a little bit.
And Philomene will put him down.
Not that I would mind.
Well, are we all good now, kitty?
Yes. And he's just still eyeing the bird as it flies away.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah, can we see it
He's been beat.
being silver in like a bright blue sky? Can we just see that little pretty glimmer for a long time?
You absolutely can, Dove. You can follow it
Uh-huh.
pretty easily.
Cute. Such a small, fragile-seeming thing. I'm sure
Well-
it'll be fine.
There will be plenty of other playthings, kitty. I think we need to move on.
All right.
Dove will. From that fucking, like, gas and musty bullshit all over, Dove's gonna wash his boots in the pond. Splash his face a little.
Prestidigitation.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I'll just be vibing for whatever of this short rest. checking out my fucking little thing. Oh, it's a perfect time for RP, but I want Lola to be here for it. Damn.
Nearby, there are the delegates and the soldier escorts that are still staying with them, just kind of watching you guys carefully,
Oh,
making
yeah.
sure you guys are okay. You don't seem to need any assistance.
Fuck, I full ass forgot about them.
Yeah,
I
but
was
yeah,
wondering
we're
if they
still
left us
taking care of
behind.
that.
I
No,
didn't,
we're-
but
We're their escort until we split up to go take care of the dragon cult.
Yeah, we left them up. I trust we left them up here because we're like, you got a job to do. We'll do the big boy work. All right, you just sit here.
Yeah, they're
mean,
kind of
we-
just hanging out.
I mean, we are the vanguard.
Yeah. And this isn't part of their mission, really. This is our side quest. Damn it, they don't need the XP.
We've
Exactly.
We've literally been hired to be the ones to go around, like, working on those wherever it seems interesting.
Well, no wonder you took the job.
I mean, yes.
Nosing about curiously. Well, I see why you two are on this mission.
Honestly, I'm also thinking I may have found my calling on this mission, but those I'm using is for later.
What? Cat sitter?
I'm sorry?
Cat sitter?
No, not really, but maybe I'll tell you on around a campfire at some point.
I look forward to it.
For now, I think it's best we got back on the road.
Yeah, we might want to get moving.
Did you not want
Injured as
to
we
have
are.
a breather?
Well, a short rest would probably be beneficial for me.
It is nice
But-
to make use of the daylight while we have it, but I don't mind.
I don't mind the darkness. We can take a short rest.
I
I'm
thrive at it.
good. I'm good for going on right away, but I'm also gonna defer to anyone that needs to take the risk.
I'll
We
leave that up to
certainly
you.
had our
I'm
troubles
perfectly
down
fine.
there.
Some of us did.
Kerr said just things would not die.
You're
yeah.
telling me how many times did I have to hit that one down?
Lolo did say he used a couple of my arrows.
Mhm.
Push it over the edge. I'm fine. I'll defer to the ones who are actually in need.
Honestly, with everything I've spent on these wounds, nothing but a good long night of sleep will really do it for me.
Shall we get going then?
Let's ride.
Let's do it.
All right then.
So no short rest. You're just gonna head off immediately. Yes.
I mean, that's still up to vote.
Seems that way.
I think I'm outvoted on this one. Everybody else wants to get going, so it's like,
I
okay.
mean, you needed to just speak up.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I need some time to rest, get my spell slots back, and it's like,
Well, if you'd
but
like
I said,
some time
I'm
to
out.
breathe,
Yeah, I think I'm a little outvoted here, though.
by all means.
I mean, if we need the rest, we need the rest. I'm okay with taking at least a short rest if we need it.
Yes, I would like a short rest. I'm at about half of my HP, and I did cast a spell, or well, it was just one because I was expecting more, but
Oh, yeah, warlocks get their shit back on short rest, don't they?
yes.
Oh, then fuck it, yeah.
Yep.
I can take
Yeah,
the
that's
rest.
what-
I was going to say that one who leans would probably be all for a short rest as well, because I think we were actually even talking about doing that at the end of the session last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think one who leans used all of their healing options during the last encounter.
Yeah, that's why I was
Mm.
saying this, because I know warlocks are really useful with short rest.
I don't know
So
shit about
you
clerics
need
and
it,
druids.
you need it, you speak up, you get it.
Dove will walk up a tree and just enjoy the breeze out of the direct sunlight.
Fair. Yes, by all means. If Yozora, you would like to take a short rest so that you get some spell slots back, speak
Whether-
up, and
whether
your
just
party, I
that-
think, will be amenable to that.
Yes, I would like to take a short rest to get spell slots and maybe some health back.
Sounds good.
Wither's going to just kind of jump back into the pool and just kind of tread water for a while, just to relax and cool his mind.
Zora says idly, I don't recall ever seeing a cat that particularly likes water. Okay.
Apparently, we'll just bring Bohan to the pond for a quick sip, and to wash off all of the bone dust from her face, and freshen up a little bit, because she did struggle a little bit on the skeleton.
Do clerics and or druids get slots back on a short rest?
Spell slots, no, but they get some of like their other special class features and such
Okay.
do come back on short rests.
Did he spend his slots?
I think he spent a lot of resources. Yeah.
None of them are marked.
I know I only have one spell slot left, but I actually only kept it because I expected more skeletons.
Same here. I was expecting a boss, so I had a couple of things in the back pocket, but nothing came of it.
I guess wild
I
shape's probably
only
back.
used one
Yeah.
of my hunters.
Well,
marks.
I only get 2 HP. Crap.
Wild shape seems to be back. That's good. Okay.
Next
That did
level,
help.
I really need to upgrade my charisma so I get more than one prepared spell.
You can spend more hit die if you like.
I think I'm going to do that, so one more D8 on that.
I don't know how much he spent, so I'm gonna mark all but one of each
Okay.
I mean, leave him with one
Okay, that's
first
better.
level and one.
It does restore the.
I think he probably spent both of his second level, actually, if I recall.
Hit
I don't
dice are
know.
restored on long rest, right?
Yes.
Which one?
Alright,
Spell slots? Yeah.
And hit
No,
dice.
no, I'm asking if hit dice are restored on rest.
You get half your hit die that are missing back
Oh,
on
yeah.
a short rest, or not short rest, but on a long rest. Yes.
Oh, was it half of the ones that are missing or half of your level?
No, I think that you're right. Yeah, I think it's half your level back. Yeah.
Okay. Because it would be
Anyways.
fucking infinitesimal increases,
Okay, but
gains.
I mean the hit dice you used to heal on short rest, you get those back on a long rest, yes?
That's what.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Or
what we're saying. You get half of your level's worth of your spent hit dice.
Yep.
I think I'm
Some
not
people
gonna
do all
spend
of them, but
I think I'm
We're
not gonna
already
spend
good.
all of them then.
Anyways, Yozoro's gonna go find this corner over here, just sit down, and for just a moment look like they're gonna, pull out their book and then basically just nod off, with Chibi Susuke just curling up on their shoulders.
Dove
Absolutely.
will watch Feldemade, and whenever there's a moment where she is looking in his direction, will sort of like lean back and reach his hand down from the tree branch and just gesture. Come over here.
Actually, I think I'm gonna use the short rests are about 1 to 2 hours, right?
Short rests are at least an hour.
Alright. So after taking a few minutes to freshen up, Philomene is gonna take a minute to quickly prepare some tea using the water from the pond and a few fruits and tea leaves from her own branches.
Nice.
And she's
Now-
gonna go around distributing cups to pretty much everyone, just setting one down in front of Yozora since he seems to be entranced.
And for Yozora, make sure you hit that S rest button and take the actual short rest on your character sheet.
I thought I had. Just takes a short rest and then nothing changed on my sheet.
Did you actually hit the rest button once you were in?
looks
Because it
like
should
it.
have had a little pop-up thing. Yeah, it does show that he did take a short rest.
Yeah, that's when I was like, okay, let me try this again. That's what I got.
How queer.
Now I've got a question for you, Mog. I know I've already kind of investigated this pond, but with me kind of being in there, can I maybe possibly investigate it a little bit deeper and be
Yeah,
a little bit
taking
more
a look if you want.
methodical? Would it still be at disadvantage though, or would it be just at normal? Because I remember last time it was like a little bit murky when I dived down.
Yes, it would still be at disadvantage. It's still that difficult to see down there. It gets a little bit murky, especially with you swimming around in there. You're kicking up a lot of the debris in it.
I will go ahead and check again real quick.
Yeah, it looks like you got your spell slots back, Yozora, so it looks like it worked.
Yep, it's the same as what it... Oh, wait, it doesn't matter anyways, but let's do that anyway, see if it gets any worse. Nope. I don't find anything, I imagine.
Holy shit, the dice ate us today.
What else new? The dice don't tend to like us very much.
You say that, but I don't know. We get along.
No,
then-
you don't
You're-
get along. You just have the way of forcing the dice to not shit all over you.
Your constitution score says otherwise.
That's why I don't use it. Hey,
And
our scores were
Philomene.
not rolled.
If you want to spend any hit die on your short rest, when you hit that that short rest button, there will be like a hit die button in there as well, and you can just roll it for however many times you
Cool.
want. Or if you don't want to spend any hit die, you can just hit rest.
Hit
Oh,
points are
okay,
rolled.
that's what I was doing wrong. Okay, I'm gonna roll it twice because I did use 2 hit die. There we go. Now that's on top. Okay.
Yeah, look like that.
Where there's, you'll see Philomene coming close to the edge of the water and just setting down a cup of fruity herbal tea for you.
Are these like the cylindrical kind of mizu cups? The like clay teacups?
Sorta, yeah.
Good for
But they're
traveling.
wooden. But
Oh,
they're
wooden.
made of wood.
They're better for traveling. Yeah, definitely.
Wither pops up out of the water and nods appreciatively and climbs out of the water, kind of shakes off a little bit of the water and grabs the tea and fruit. Thank you, Phalene. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And you are making your rounds. One who leans just accepts it. This one thanks you. When you come to Dove, he takes it. Ah. A word when you get the chance.
I'm sure you'll remember that one from the one you found in front of your caravan door back at the dwarves encampment.
You have good taste. That makes two of us. Come speak with me when you're done, if you would, please.
And after a round, Philomene will just come back to the tree and sit down or back against the trunk.
Smudging on the fruit. What kind of fruit is it?
The fruits are random. These are usually little berries, but they're basically fruits that grow in her hair, and they're random fruits.
Okay.
Basically, she's Fey Lost, or one of her Fey mark is that her hair has tons of bush branches, twigs, leaves, and little tiny fruits that grow out of these, including a crown of flowers.
Oh, raspberries. My favorite.
This is what grew today.
Oh, is it the same all the time?
No, it changes all the time. Of course, there's repetition. I mean, with new fruits growing every day, it's inevitable. But I never know what I'm getting every day.
What's the largest fruit you've ever had grow from you?
Oh my. I do believe once I've had this huge cluster of elderberries.
Was anyone else expecting a dirty joke response?
Hoping.
I mean, to be fair, Philomene is asexual.
Internally, hoping for banana.
Nah.
I was expecting melons, like watermelons or
Oh,
something.
nice. Oh, that would
Nah,
be
not
awful.
that kind of thing. Those things would be too heavy for her head.
Yes,
God, imagine
neck,
just wake
my
up,
God.
you're just leaning one side.
Elderberries.
God,
Magic
your
or
neck would
bullshit.
hurt.
Lassie for tea. Yeah. I had a question for you, if you don't
Yes, of
mind.
course.
Speaking of that night at the caravan, was that what you meant by darkness? The darkness that I flirt with?
Well, obviously, you have some darkness that just surrounds you. I don't know the nature of it, but it's obvious you've gone through some things and they've left their mark on you. Beyond this, well, I don't really care to extrapolate. I only know that so far you've been a good companion, and that's what matters to me.
Well, I'm glad that such a beacon of light as yourself can bear to be around such a shadow. It is appreciated.
It's not our nature or our origin that determines what we are. It's our actions.
Too true.
I've seen far too many who claims to follow the light and only really brings about damnation all around themselves.
And others, I have to imagine. Have you suffered at the
Exactly.
hands of anyone like that before?
Oh no, nothing like that for myself. My own past is rather simple, I must say. I grew up on a farm. I decided I wanted to see more of the world, and so I went out to do it.
That is quite straightforward. I guess that's something I can always appreciate about you.
Let's be honest. If you want something and it does not hurt us, strive for it. Nothing holds you back but yourself.
That's good advice. Hard to follow sometimes, but we try our best, don't we?
We can only ever do our best.
The past can be a shackle. But I suppose also a driving force. Well, you are right. There have been many marks left on me.
Well, whatever it is that darkens your own past, remember, if you need friends, you have them.
In such a short time, I haven't had so many people say that to me. So earnestly. Not for a long time. Thank you for that. You are all very interesting. Thank you for the tea.
You're welcome. And Philomene will just sit there at the trunk, finishing her tea in silence.
We'll try some of our special brews we picked up from the general store a little later, but we might be using that for the diplomatic purposes.
Yeah, this tea has nothing special to it, unless somehow the DM decides that the fruits have actual magical property.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. This one was made with love and
Aww.
a little bit of hair.
A little bit of hair. Oh.
And at the mention of her, Philomene will just suddenly have a worried look across her face. Oh God, please tell me one of my hair didn't get stuck in the tea.
Hard to avoid. Just
Long
one.
hair,
Just
long
one,
hair
but
just gets everywhere.
it is a long one, yes. He's just like
Long hair just gets everywhere. I am terribly sorry for that.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's cat hair would be worse. That just gets
Everyone looks
caught
at
in your
Wither.
throat.
Did I hear that? By the way, do I
Even
need to
in
do
sleep,
perception
Josar
check
looked
on that?
over at Wither.
No, they're far enough away. They're not talking very loudly. You probably wouldn't be able to hear it from where you are.
I wouldn't be
unfortunately.
trying to hide it, but yeah, I'm not speaking particularly loudly.
Yeah, and
Okay.
even in their doze, Josar still manages to look over at Wither.
Have you ever gotten cat hair caught in your throat? I mean, the journey is young.
My
But it's
travels have
persistent.
never allowed. My travels have never allowed me to really keep a pet beyond, and honestly, well, our new kitty is the first one I've had in a while.
Oh. Well, let's hope the rest of this journey is as fruitful as your hair.
Good one.
I've already found a few pets, but of course, quite generously given them away. I'm sure we'll find more.
Oh, I'm sure your pets will return to you eventually.
Oh, if I'm honest, I don't really care for the responsibility. If they're well taken care of, or if they're not, I don't give a fuck.
Come now.
But
There's
as long as
nothing
I
like
have my fun.
Come now, there's nothing like the companionship of one you truly care for.
Well, I'm sure. Actually, Dove does start to look up into the middle distance. I'm sure. Sip. And we'll sort of get lost in thought at that. Start thinking about a certain someone.
And meanwhile, Philomene will just continue sipping her tea, happy to leave Slappy to his thought. Not Slappy, Sildo. God damn it.
A little
Sorry,
bit.
cat brain.
Dude, I wrote Mog behind the scenes. I wrote Mog like a whole fucking K-drama, right? Like just
It was so good.
just a whole fucking like inner monologue. This like I kind of want to write a script for it. It'd be fun, but it's basically just BL fanfic, just paragraphs of it. Slappy may be smitten. Dove might be smitten. Slappy might be smitten.
And none of that smitting happened from my own hand.
Oh, but it was divine. Well, infernal.
But Tish.
I'm sure it was a very thunderous smite.
Hmm. It's snaring even. Well, I'm done. I'm done with my short rest.
Same here.
Same here. I played my part. I didn't,
Yeah.
even if it was the butt of a joke. So okay.
It's like,
And Yazura, don't forget, when you come out of your trance, you'll find a cup of tea in front of you.
I was like, Chibi Tsusuke wakes up first, looks around, sees it's been time, gently stings Yozora, who comes up, rabbit stew! Oh,
Jesus.
Did you use
guess I'm
fruit
hungry.
in the tea? Did you put any of
Yeah.
the raspberries in the tea?
Yeah, the tea was
Oh.
made with fruit. It's basically
Yes.
a herbal and a fruity herbal infusion.
Dude, I
Right.
fucking love raspberry tea so much. Ugh.
Anyways, notices the tea, notices the cold, one quick snap of the fingers for the digitation to warm it up, and then and starts
Love that
enjoying the
spell.
tea, pinky out and everything.
Mm.
Wither decides to stand up and stretch, and lets out a thunderous belch,
Nice.
using specifically. Where is it at? Dang it!
A light golf clap comes from the top of the tree.
Thaumaturgy.
Oh my god.
Yozora is still sitting. If you turn around, you can just see Yozora slowly poke their head out over the section of the wall they're right beside, and just fix you with a glare. You uncouth barbarian.
A belch with Kaioken times 3.
Oh my god.
Oh.
At the sound of the bird, Bond will just calmly plod over to Withers and lightly bop him with one of her horns.
With her pets behind and just gently ruffles her fur.
Tell me, are you sure this tea isn't powerful?
I mean, it's nothing more than the random fruits from my own branches and one or two tea leaves and some hot water. There's nothing more to it.
I don't
I
know.
believe the kitty is just trying to show off.
Impressive. A little golf clap comes from the top of the tree.
Again, just a very displeased, just glare at the uncouth barbarian.
But it just kind of looks
Actually, passive
around
would
and
probably be better on
kind of
that one.
smiles a little bit in satisfaction.
Dove will one arm down from the tree. Well, at that, shall we?
Indeed, I do believe that was a rather punctuated hand to our rest, and that we might want to get on our way.
Oh, well, this has been allowed, isn't it?
As Yozora finishes the tea, so whose cup is this?
Oh,
Over and say, yours, I believe. Though if you're finished with the cup, I will clean it and pack it back up.
Having finished, it's like, okay. He hands the cup back.
And Philomene just quickly grabs a cup, dip it into the waters to quickly scrub away any deposit with her fingers, and then stashes it back.
Dove,
Wither hands the cup over to Phelemy and says, "My compliments. I'm sure you heard them already." Oh.
I heard them loud and clear.
Dove had licked out any remaining residue and already slipped it back into your pocket.
Alright, I do believe our rest is over, and we might want to resume our journey.
This one agrees. This one is anxious to get to speak to the dragonkin who would receive us.
Hopefully, we don't get set on fire. Yet.
That would
Why
be...
don't you add the yet? Oh God!
Please do not tempt the fates.
That would be rather
That's
detrimental
Kinda
to our...
spurts his
That is
a
why
little
the
bit of
yet was
breath.
added.
That would likely be rather detrimental to our efforts.
Even a yet is tempting the fate. You open up the possibility for them.
All right. So before we take off, is there anything around the ruins that anybody in the party wants to do?
I think we managed to do all the exploration we were planning on last time before we delved into the ruins.
Excellent.
Yeah, that was a
excellent.
couple sessions ago though too. So
Yeah.
that's why I re-explored.
Yeah, we'll just assume we're done here.
Yeah.
All right. The Raven has been sent informing Pawnee of everything that you've run across, at least the important stuff.
Well, to be honest... I was in the tree the whole time, never mind. I was going to say, this dais is a little interesting, because it seems intact, but... I figured if nobody else... I hadn't seen it the previous time that I was walking around. Dove had not seen it, and nobody else mentioned it, so I wouldn't think to go look at it.
I think
So I
it
was in
did
the
get, I think it did get checked, but I don't recall, and I don't think it's in my notes.
Cool. I'm good.
I think we just headed straight down the dungeons, but yeah.
There was a moment of splitting up, but yeah, I went to the northeast right away.
One who leans did, in fact, take a look at it.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, there were letters! There were letters of some kind on it, that's right. But that's not my job to figure out that puzzle. Or whatever else that means.
The soldiers and the diplomats are excited and eager looking to continue on the journey. And so they will join behind, following the entourage, the vanguard that leads the way. So all of you that wish to, go ahead and make survival checks. We'll see how well you manage to find your way through the wide open wilderness.
I like those. And
Trolls aren't liking me today.
There we go. That's a bit better. Not as good as I liked, but I'll take better over bad.
All right. Not a bunch of terrible rolls, thankfully.
Mhm.
Wither maybe a little bit distracted, perhaps, but that's easily undone by the greater check that one who leans make. And you all seem to find a fairly clean path. There's no like actual road or any sort of paved anything, but you find a nice, clean cut, winding road through the countryside and find yourself finally heading north, properly making your way towards the ranges ahead. And along the way, you find yourself in kind of this fairly flooded area. You're a lot closer to the coast at this point as you kind of swing around that part where it's continuing on for a while and then heads very straight north suddenly, and the area and the land opens up. You're kind of cutting across that section of Yome now and the free territories, very close to the coast. You can even hear the ocean off in the distance, and every once in a while, through like some breaks in the hills and whatnot, you can even see the ocean every once in a while, stretching off towards the horizon, and eventually the Dragon Isle that is just off the coast there. As you come to one section that seems to be fairly wet, this looks like it's a bit of a floodplain, perhaps. Still fairly wet, fairly marshy.
Soggy.
Yeah,
One
a
who
little soggy.
leans with a as much of a smile as the half face can muster, as they just slog through this moisture, just soaking it up.
But you find yourself here. And you can hear sounds kind of out in the distance, all around you. So everybody make me some perception checks.
Hey, we'll start with one of these. Oh, he's too delighted by his fungal body absorbing this
Oh, for
moisture.
the love of cheese.
Mhm.
Decent roll, but
Oh, thank you, Zelda.
That's why I'm here.
Apparently, Yozora's too busy with their nose in a book.
Unless that's my passive. Unless my passive is my cap, which would be
It
better.
is not your cap, no.
Oh, fuck.
All right, but that is a fairly good roll. It is good enough that Dove, while the rest of you can kind of hear sounds off and around you, you're not really able to pinpoint anything. Nothing's really like striking out at you as anything interesting or untoward or any of that. But you, Dove, however, spot something kind of off in the distance, off a little bit north, just to the side of those trees you can see ahead. There is something very large and very green moving around.
Hold on.
Well,
Wait. Oh, cool.
Oh,
Snacky.
no, yeah, not.
Oh boy.
Yeah, not the
I,
Hulk.
I
Fuck.
don't think we want anything to do with that.
Yeah, as we're marching along, Dove just holds his hands back like, fuck. Wait.
I assume the minute the Zeldas react, we all sort of zoom in on it.
That could be a problem.
my better judgment is gonna keep my curiosity out of this.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
We will strap you to the back to Bohan's behind if we have to.
I will have Bohan sit on you.
I would be happy to not have to deal with it. Shall we take
Yeah,
the
I
long way
agree.
around?
Yes, let's Would it be a nature check to try and determine how far this thing's territory would be?
That may be included in the information you could get. You could absolutely roll a nature check to see if you can try and learn some more about this large creature that has been pointed out up ahead. And you can tell now, as you're kind
Never
of
mind.
observing it and watching it, it does seem to have multiple heads, and they
That's
seem to every once in a while kind of snap at themselves
Hmm.
and each other.
Since it looks mildly draconian, um, would it also be a nature check to determine if its movement suggests any intelligence beyond that of an animal?
Go
Like,
ahead and make an insight check for that as you're watching it move around.
I'm kind of curious about that since for the same reason, if it's draconic. So
because I wanna know if it looks like it can be talked with or reasoned with.
Unfortunately, my nature check of 10 is probably not going to give me bumpkus.
That's a good roll on my part.
No need to speak with it if we simply don't fucking talk to it. Can one?
All right,
Oh,
so
sorry.
what's up? Go ahead.
Oh, can one who leans determine if this liquid is merely water, healthy?
Absolutely.
Fresh water.
Medicine or nature check.
Oh, I like that.
As far as you can tell, this seems to be relatively safe water. You might want to boil it before you drink it since it's kind of stagnant and standing still in a lot
yeah.
of spots.
A little fetid.
But it should be safe to touch and safe to walk through, so it's not like you need to find a way to wade or float across it. Now, as for the insight checks, as you're watching this creature move about, you see it does move with what appears to be agency and determination. It seems to pick where it wants to go, but you can tell that it's not humanoid level of intelligence. It very much reacts like an animal, like you would expect, perhaps a large crocodile or some sort of predator like that was moving around. It seems to go where it wants, but reacts to sounds and everything as if it were an animal. So it doesn't seem overly intelligent, but it does seem clever.
So an apex predator just surveying its territory.
Essentially, yeah.
That's good.
I have an idea.
No,
we-
this one doesn't seem intelligent. If your idea is anything where we avoid it, I'm all for it.
Perfect. I would suggest we take the long way around.
Yes, let's avoid getting into this fight if we can help it.
yeah,
The only reason I see we
quiet.
should interact with it is if it is somehow some
Oh,
kind
for
of
fuck's sake.
gatekeeper for the
Oh,
for
don't
the
do that.
dragons that we seek to have an audience with. Otherwise,
Kinda
I do
trying to-
suggest we avoid it.
This? I know there's a way to leave a point. Right click? No. It's not space that moves me. Control? No.
I think it
The
is
finger
space.
is X.
No, to leave a point in the...
Oh, to leave a waypoint is
Yeah.
the space bar. You
Yeah.
can't do it while you're using the measuring stick. You have to be actually moving yourself.
Okay. Well, basically thinking, can we cut through here? Then from here we go over here. Essentially trying to avoid the loud water
I'm more
as much as
suggesting-
possible. But
I'm-
first, I have an idea to make a distraction for it. It's simple, but if it is as unintelligent as you suggest, this should hopefully trigger its hunter instinct to go after something.
All right, but I didn't say unintelligent. I only said it cannot be reasoned with like you would with an humanoid.
Good enough.
It very much seemed like an apex predator in its territory.
I've seen apex predators, but good enough. I would love to sneak up and into this tree.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Roll your stealth.
Take this path.
I've got an idea, but that's
Such
if
a
we
bad-
get into combat. I'd like to avoid that if we can.
And Wither will
That
kind
feels
of
good.
trail slightly behind and go stealth as well, but not make for the tree, more make for the
Oh, thank
path
goodness.
that was originally set out for it.
Enemy seeing Kitty try to follow will just try to quietly shout at the kitty to
Stage whisper.
leave it to leave most of it to Zelda.
Quietly
Ooh.
shout,
I'm
yes.
fine.
Yeah, the stage whisper. Nice. Nice roll.
Yeah.
So, up in the tree, I would like to take one of the bells from my pouch and a bit of string, tie the bell to one of my arrows, and loose it just way over here.
Just basically off the map. Just see if you can get it out of the area a little bit, right?
Yes.
All right. I like that. That's very clever. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand to see if you do this silently.
Yeah. So I don't dingle up in the tree.
Yeah, so you don't accidentally get its attention while you're in the tree. I like this idea. This is pretty rad.
Felmy will take the extra
Nice.
long route because she knows she's not stealthy for shit.
So I pull
Anyone,
I pull the bell out.
so anybody who stays down here, basically below this line, so Philomene and Boan basically, and one who leans and Aiden right now. You are not even close enough for it to worry about you, so you're not have to worry about any stealth rolls or anything like that. Once you start getting about as close as Wither or Dove are,
Mhm.
then there is a chance it might notice you. So far, it hasn't really noticed anybody or anything. It's very much just kind of snapping around, just casually hunting. But now that you've tied this bell to your arrow, go ahead and take a shot.
Okay.
And you have all the time in the world. You're not under any duress or anything, so you can make this shot with advantage since you're also hidden.
Look off the map for like some sort of tree into which I can stick the arrow, something a little bit raised.
Absolutely. God damn.
I think you hit something.
Yeah, you
Shoot a
can
bird's
almost-
nest.
Your aim is true. You take your time. You find another, one of these trees like this one that you're kind of up in. You see it far enough away to be comfortable, but not outside of your actual range. So you let loose this arrow, and it sails, and it makes this wonderful bell ringing sound, and then it makes a loud thunk as it sticks into the trunk of this tree, and the bell just, very loudly jingle jangles. And the creature, hearing all this, obviously looks up, looks around, finds out where it believes it has pinpointed the sound and the potential for food, and it takes off that direction.
As soon as the creature seems to be distracted and heading the other way, Felmy starts to guide Bohan through the swamp waters.
And you can see the delegates and the soldiers kind of taking the long way around, similar to like what Philomene had done, but they're kind of swinging around even further than Philomene, and they're just taking your cue, and they are hauling ass heading out of this area.
Yeah. If anybody is paying attention to the Ozora right now, they'll be able to see that their hands are just sparking with electricity, just as a, please don't make me have to do this. I've got ideas, but please don't make me have to use this. Not the, literally magic from like Eldritch Blast. Nope, just electricity.
Wither kind of silently calls Aiden to him and just kind of follows the rest of the group. Then just
The-
kind of.
Sorry.
I'm done. Yep. Go ahead.
Dove will come down from the tree and kind of keep the middle path so we can go from tree to tree and keep an eye on both the Hydra as it's continuing to search for the bell sound and the eye on the party. Whilst trying to keep cover behind the trees.
Well, absolutely.
So I'm doing that the MGS4, like, hunched over, like, run.
Yeah, the hunched run. Dive rolling behind cover. Make a perception check, Dove, as you head your way north and you're keeping an eye on the creature. It appears to have made it towards the tree that you had shot, and it is now currently kind of like circling that area because it's not yet investigating the tree itself. It just knows that sound came from here, and it seems to be hunting for whatever might be over there. So you seem safe for the moment.
The reaction I would expect from an animalistic predator. Being a predator myself, can relate. Okay, keep going. Let's go.
Absolutely. Survival checks for everybody.
Ah.
Hopefully in your haste you don't get lost.
Nice.
A little bit better.
Yeah,
Enough.
a little bit.
Okay.
What? The dice
Okay.
do not like me today. What in the hell?
Reasonable. Failed to meet. Good carry.
Yep, Philomene is definitely carrying the group at this point, but across the board, fairly okay rolls in general.
Hang
with
on.
everybody being above average and Gilzora just kind of rolling right on that average line. What's up?
Would I be able to use one of my features as a well, this actually isn't a forest, never mind then. This is more of a swampland, it seems like to me, for a natural explorer.
Yeah, this one's not much of a forest. This is definitely some more open grasslands, which is kind of the occasional tree.
Yep. That's why I relinquished what I said. So
You took one of the original Ranger pictures.
Yeah, exploring.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense with this fucking campaign. Just, yeah, my bunny boy took the optional ones.
Some of the optional ones are real fun, yeah.
They're pretty good. They're very good right now. Like, the original ones are good long term. The optional ones are good right now. They're very immediate.
True.
But limited in their application because of that. And so I like them. I like the rebalance. Anyway, go.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Yep, we just all have to.
There we go. Mew.
You are able to make it through this kind of floodplain area. The water starts to dry up as you move a little bit to higher ground. You kind of aim away from the coast this time. The natural breaks in the scenery and the countryside, we were able to kind of direct all of your, beasts of burden, which again, though Boan is, we don't, always like to call her such.
Mm-hmm.
But you find easier traveling a little bit further inland. So you're leaving a lot of like the further coasts. You can't really hear or see the ocean anymore. You're more further inland, but it's just a nice breezy day out. You make it to this area here, which is more of this wide open kind of grassy area that seems to be getting a little bit more tree covered as you go, especially as the altitude of the area seems to be getting a little bit higher. You're kind of going upwards now from where you were originally around like Bannock 2 and the settlement areas, very lowlands, very flat coastal areas. This area, as you get closer towards the north, where the this group of dragon lovers hangs out, it gets a lot more mountainy, more higher elevation, more foothills and rocks and terrain. And you seem to be getting to like the edge of that at this point.
I got a question.
What's up?
Can we kind of discern where our escortees are supposed to be going from where we're at right now?
Yeah, right where they're headed. They're headed for the Arachni lands.
Do we know
Well, I
where
mean,
they're
in
going to break
particular,
off?
are we? Yeah, exactly. Are we in a spot to where they are going to break off from us?
Not yet. It is a little bit further north. You have been told.
Probably a couple
Uh,
days.
you've been told by the elders, the elder at the last village at Bonnock 2, that there is a spot kind of right as you get into these like foothills and these mountains where the path has a very clear divergence. One will swing and head much more further directly east, which will start taking you into the valleys and the lowlands of the Arachni's territory, and one that will kind of veer more northwest-ish, that will continue to climb into the mountains in the region of this territory.
As we've been going along, the route that we're taking, since we're coming from the ruin, it doesn't seem like we're taking exactly a beaten path right now.
Absolutely not. No. You haven't found like any real like paths or roads or anything. Not even like rural dirt roads. It's
Yeah.
very unsettled through
trails.
here.
Okay, so as we are heading to the northeast, easterly, in particular, I guess we would be keeping our eyes open. I certainly would be keeping my eyes open for a more beaten channel of some kind. But until then, my antsy ass having just encountered a Hydra and be like, shit, go. We just fucking pulled a ding dong dash. Definitely going right for the trees and keeping an eye out here for any further threats.
Aside from the Hydra, Philomene will have kept her eye out for a road. Yes, any kind of path.
As would Wither.
Meow.
So
No.
perception checks.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Meow.
Here we go.
I like those.
Please be something better than
So
it has
nice.
been.
I almost rolled deception instead of perception.
That's a little higher than I've been getting.
Oh, okay.
Wither's still kind of worried about the Hydra a little bit, so he's kind of looking back more than he is forward, I guess.
It's just waiting. Yeah, my my penance will come from my high perception rolls.
Philomene just telling your connection to the paths here.
All right. So we've got Philomene, One who leans, Dove. The three of you
minus 1
can hear, and Dove, you could probably see it from your vantage point. Philomene, you're still kind of like behind tree lines and rocks at this point, so you can't see it, but you could definitely hear it. You hear canine sounds
Oh no.
coming from this area here.
Philomene immediately takes the van.
I'm in a tree.
And Dove, you can see every once in a while the occasional like flash of what you're confident is fur.
Matted, rough fur. Not groomed, clean, no attack dogs. Perhaps wolves.
Yeah, no, they're not attack dogs. You're fairly certain of that. They don't have the like groomed look to them at
No,
all.
no houndooms.
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, they're cute though.
Personally prefer Houndour.
Oh, I like the big one. It's cute.
As soon as he perceives any kind of threat, Philomene will obviously step forward and make sure she's the one that's the most in view, as opposed to the rest of the party.
Dove would probably reckon these are probably not as easy to fool, being probably a pack. So he will knock an arrow and sort of gesture to the rest of the party, just like, just go ahead. I'll watch over you. I'll go on Overwatch, basically.
Wither kind of
Absolutely.
moves off towards where Sail Dove is.
And Felemy is on interception.
And I'll actually take the tree that's just a little bit further up and try and be very stealthy about it, if anything. There's my stealth roll, if you need it.
Okay.
If I can, I'd like to get a bead on the nearest one. Try and clock it in my sights.
What would you say is the height of the tree that I'm at right now?
That one is probably before you can't really confidently climb it anymore. You probably get about 15 feet off the ground.
Oh. Oh shit, how tall's the one I'm in?
The one you're in, you can probably get up to about 20 feet before it stops
Oh, hell
being
yes.
safe, really.
I'll take that full 15 up the tree as well, so
Oh,
that
yeah.
I'm kind of off the ground and out of
Okay.
harm's way.
I play Final Fantasy Tactics. I want my height.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Felemy will signal to Yozora and one who leans to try and hug the tree line as they make their way forward.
Oh, yeah. That's
While
right.
she
Okay.
will slowly
One who
make
leans.
her way out in the open.
Well, into the trees Yozora goes. Having obviously not seen what everybody else has seen, but it's like everybody else is on guard. Magic is
Yeah.
I haven't
crackling
seen
around
it.
their hands.
I haven't seen it. I'm just going by what Zelda was
Yeah.
motioning.
It's kind of doing one of these, like... Can I get a reckoning of how many creatures there are?
You're unsure how many, but you are confident
I'd say at
that
least
it is more. That it is more than a handful. So more than 5.
Ah.
But you're sure it can't be more than 20. So anywhere 5
Okay.
to 20.
Ooh. All right.
I assume I know just enough of their position to make sure that I am between them and the party.
You do, yeah. You know that they are in these trees in this area over here is where you have seen and heard the most sound coming. Since you actually haven't seen them, you're behind the rocks. You definitely know they're over here in this area. Doves,
Okay.
you've seen the flashes of fur through this area. So anybody who's going to be going through the tree line over here, heading north, make a stealth check with advantage.
Oh, so
Should I just do advantage with my current stealth?
No, you're already good. Don't even worry about it. Rolling it
Oh,
again
hey.
right now.
Finally, a halfway decent, a good roll.
All right. You're pretty stealthy, moving by, tree by tree by tree by tree.
Remember, you have advantage with her.
Oh, shit. Okay. That's a little far away, actually.
And
I
then,
will.
one who leans,
that.
if one who leans wants to roll through.
That works. I'm going to be going stealthily from tree to tree up on the treetops.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay. Tasty.
Not bad, not
Tasty
bad.
first room.
And so, Philome on Boan, are you going to try and move quietly at all, or are you trying to draw attention?
Felemy will. How do I put it? She will stride forward slowly, but with some sort of confidence that sort of permeates to anyone who would be looking that yes, she is on her guard, but she's confident that she's not in danger.
Kind of I wish a motherfucker would.
Yeah,
Okay.
sort of a just try me stride.
Okay. Go ahead and roll just a straight stealth with Boan.
Of course.
Since you're not trying to make noise to draw attention, but you're definitely not trying to remain hidden or anything, there's going to be like no advantage or anything like that. And you're also, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. 10? Okay.
Yeah. Also, while I'm not trying to draw attention, I am trying to draw just enough attention that I'm the one everyone notices instead of the rest of the party.
Oh my god. Yeah, I've moved to another tree to get a better, closer vantage point for when they inevitably pounce on Feldamy.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make another perception check over into these woods.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Everyone?
Damn,
Dove specifically at this point.
that's quite so good.
Would it be any kind of rule to also add to my stride that
Mm.
almost like I'm alone, there's no one else with me, but it's like I'm not in danger, and I'm the biggest threat around. Nobody is a threat to me.
The alpha attitude.
Yeah, basically.
I'm
The
just
alpha that's just striding through and not gonna start shit if everybody this Cosman doesn't start shit either.
I'm just thinking of an old League of Legends trailer for Darius walking through the woods surrounded by wolves, and he's just like, "You guys are a bunch of morons. I'm not afraid of you," and they back off because there's no fear.
That's basically the idea. Basically, an aura of confidence, an aura of like an aura that to any onlooker that says to any onlooker, look, you're a little shit. Don't bother me. Everything's gonna be fine for you.
Don't start none, won't be none.
All right. So, a few things are going to happen. Philomene and Bowen, the furthest north you could probably get on the path is about here. Before you will, unfortunately, be noticed. Again, you're not really trying to hide, but these things, again, weren't even really trying to hunt you. So you will, however, eventually be noticed. Just, Bowen's a big girl. She makes a lot of noise sometimes. And you will hear a sharp yip from the trees over here to your side. At the
Like
same time, Dove, hold on. At the same
Just
time,
watching,
Dove,
just
you
watching.
are seen in the trees, and you are able to spot where they are now.
Okay. I'll just have an arrow knocked and be on Overwatch, basically. Just
And
waiting,
okay, and so
waiting for one to
Philomene, what
move.
were you doing?
They're
so
kind of-
I was just specifying that Philomene is not trying to remain hidden in the least. Like
Oh,
she,
absolutely.
she wants that if anyone gets noticed, she's the one that gets noticed.
Congratulations.
Like she's not she's not going around hollering like it's a quiet confident stride, but like if they're gonna attack anyone, she wants to be the one that the focus on.
You have
You
been
have
seen.
definitely drawn their focus and their attention, as you are the only one they've spotted. For full transparency, that 5 they rolled, modified with their perception, is an 11. So Bowen had Bowen rolled
Wow.
a little higher, you would have walked right past them. But they just happened to hear Bowen, and they have found a big tasty morsel. So you can hear the pack. And that was a very good guess on Dove's part. That is in fact an entire pack. You
Okay.
hear the coordinated yipping.
Can is there anything I can roll some kind of intimidation check to say, look, you don't want to start shit with me?
As you hear the yipping, you may, yes, with either yourself or with Bowen. And Bowen would obviously, I think, should use their strength modifier instead of charisma for intimidation, if you wanted to do that path. But either one of you could absolutely show a sign of force to try and intimidate this pack of wolves to back down if you want. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So how do I roll with strength for that?
Let me see. I might be able to set that up on Bowen. Where did intimidation?
Well, both Boan and Philomene really.
While you're doing that, I'll be right back.
And you wanted to use your strength instead of your charisma for your Philomene's intimidation as well, kind of like you like clanging your armor and your sword and your shield to like make noise and look big and tough instead of
more like just lance and shield in hands while on top of Bohan and just shooting a very clear dead glare at them, knowing that says I know you're there. I ain't afraid of you. Don't you get near, you're gonna be fine. Get near, we gonna have shit to solve.
All right, they should be set up on both you and Boan. So pick which one of the two you want to do the actual roll, and go ahead and roll your intimidation.
That big appa snort.
Okay,
Yeah.
basically. Okay, where do I see this?
It should be in the skill list. Just intimidation. It should just be set up now to use your strength instead of charisma.
Okay. Not sure I see it, but
Should be alphabetical
okay,
below
no, I see it.
insight.
No, I see it on Felemy, but I don't see it on Boan.
Yep, below insight on Boan.
Yeah, but Boan still says charisma. It says strength on Felemy, but not on Boan.
Oh, okay. So what I did was I fixed it for this token, but not for the base sheet yet. So this this token specifically was in it. Let me fix it on the actual
Okay.
base sheet.
Okay, yeah, I load up my sheets at the start of a game.
Yeah,
That
no,
would be
by
why.
all means.
There we go.
Okay.
And that should be working at the base sheet now. So I think anytime you have Bowen show up from now on, should be working with strength instead of charisma.
Sounds good.
So get rid of that one. And that was... Is that...
Did you accidentally delete both?
Oh, I thought it still said charisma, so it wasn't rolling it properly. I'm double checking right now.
Yeah, it was charisma. They
Yeah,
rolled a
both of them
19
said
and it
charisma.
showed a 17, so
Okay, so try it now with Bowen. And it should work.
yes, there we go.
Nice.
That should work.
Hell yeah! So Philemy, your intimidation is almost a little soft by comparison, but Bowen, she's not having it with these wolves. She turns, gives that very apt and appa snort, stomps the ground, flares her nostrils. Let's see how the wolves feel about that.
Veldemir, I guess, forgot that looking canines in the eye is a sign of aggression.
Wolves,
Oof.
they're not having that. This is a big, powerful-looking creature with something shrill and wild on top of it, and it doesn't seem to be bothered by the thing on top of it. And it's just this powerful stomp and snort and nearly a roar. And so, as one, the pack will stop in their tracks and will begin to run the other direction.
Ah, yay! Oh, they leave. Doggies leave.
One for the save.
Can I say that I appreciate the fact that we've had 2 encounters now, and we did not have to fight either of them. We avoided one, and a cow scared off the other one.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Slipped
like-
one and flexed another.
And they've both been by natural 20s, basically.
Hey, I'm not complaining.
True.
No way.
But yeah,
Nice
that
show.
mighty show of force, Bowen chases the wolves away.
The dice
Withers.
redeeming themselves.
Withers sw-
The dice like us.
Wither pulls up next to Bohan and gently pets her and says, "That's a good Bohan."
Hmm.
And grabs some rations from his pouch and feeds her nicely.
One grabs the rations in one gulp, licks Withers in the face until Wither is left with a big colic of a hairdo, and then just continues plodding on.
Dove puts his bow away. Nicely done, Berry Bush.
Well, you can thank you can thank Bowen for that one. I I think Bowen was really really better at communicating that there was no beef to be had here.
Good one.
Wither kind of just like stumbles backwards a little bit with the lick, and then just kind of tries to shake the the slobber off of him a little
I'll be
bit.
honest. I was afraid of having to fight those things. I don't like dogs.
Oh, bad experience.
Something like that.
Hmm. Something you don't want to talk about.
Just let's just leave it at a history and leave it at that.
Hmm. Can I
A
make an,
story for another
can I
time.
make an insight check to get a feel with my emotional sensitivity? Get a feel if that's trauma, resentment. What kind of emotion is carried with that pushing away, that dismissal of this topic?
I believe that's up to you, Zora.
Like, I'm not going to say anything against it.
Sick.
Think it's
That's not great.
Do I roll a deception check to counter that?
If you want to keep whatever feelings or thoughts you are trying to hide fully masked, yes.
Okay. On this one, probably not, because it's not, critically important or anything like that.
Then I'd say
So-
with an 8, you can definitely give at least a little bit of a sense of what you might be feeling under the surface.
Give me a second how to put this
Hmm.
into. Okay, there we go.
Mhm.
Dove will pick up that it's not necessarily something that happened to Yozora directly, but more there's a history that they are drawing upon.
Okay.
It's not, again, didn't exactly happen to Yozora, but
Lots of story here, lots
Yeah.
of mild but bad encounters or things like that.
think of it more along the lines of
Secondhand
they've read
story.
history.
Hmm. Okay. I don't get that. I don't see those telltale, those minute bit of facial expressions of like a grimace of like, "Ah, at one time it happened to me." Like none of those little leaks. I mean, it's an 8, so it wasn't great anyway. But okay, thank you. Very well. Hey, I shouldn't pry. We all have our secrets. But good, we didn't have to deal with them.
Again, above the table, I say I appreciate that as opposed to my last actual D&D party, we are not actually going out of our way to fight everything.
Mhm.
Eh,
I prefer not. I prefer not to kill the denizens of nature if I don't have to.
Well, I prefer to not be fucked until I'm fucked.
Well, that's different. Being fucked is pleasant, I assume.
Speaking of which, Dove looks at Wither. Dove looks to Wither. Well, that's the wettest licked pussy I've seen all trip.
Uh,
Come on, I just clicked away from the sounds.
well, they're still trying to straighten his hair out from the lick, so he's just like really,
Doing the.
and just kind of walks by and continues on.
Felemy will see Buddha's attempt to clean up the slur and say, pour down some water and then just wring from the root toward the hands. It's the best way, trust me.
Survival checks? Anybody?
If the DM calls for it.
The path ahead does not seem to warrant any sort of extra care. It's easy enough to follow, and it leads kind of all in one same direction. You're kind of heading at this point northeasterly till you get about more the middle of the territory between the coast and the mountains before you head nearly directly north. And from there into the foothills and the mountains beyond, and eventually the part where you will split ways with your entourage. However, as you are moving ahead across these kind of flat, grassy, every once in a while tree dotted areas, make me perception checks.
Ah.
Ooh.
Boo.
Never mind.
Nice.
Youch.
Man, what is with the dice tonight? We finally get back after gaming
Okay.
after 2 weeks, and they don't like us.
All right.
I mean,
Are they
they're
upset that
getting.
we abandoned them?
Yeah.
I mean, they're giving us a couple good rolls where it really mattered.
Oh yeah, we're doing fine. We're doing fine. We're getting 19s and 17s. We're
Right.
getting
So
some
those
juice on every
perception
roll.
checks. One
Yeah.
who leans and Seldov will be able to spot as you come into the next area that you are not alone here, and it is in fact populated in part
Yeah.
by easily the most dangerous beast known.
Man.
You can see off in the distance between the trees the telltale signs of a wooden temporary fence.
Hmm.
There is a bandit camp nearby,
Oh,
and it is flying the colors of crimson.
of course.
Oh, goody. I guess we get to fight after all.
Do they have lookouts or anything?
Ah.
From where you are at, both Dove and One Who Leans, you can see that, yes, there is at least one individual standing outside of the still currently open gates,
Do you mind?
kind of just keeping an eye out in general. And you see another one who kind of disappears around the back that seems to just be patrolling the perimeter.
As soon as we see them, Philomene's gonna turn to the rest of the group. Do we want to engage them voluntarily? Because we could very easily just attack them and take care of things while our wards just sneak by on their way.
What time of day is it?
It is getting closer towards evening. It is very late afternoon at this point.
Okay. So likely we would want to be making camp soon, regardless.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I certainly wouldn't mind a bit of a fortified location to take our own rest, but I would love to silence their eyes and ears, to deafen their eyes and ears and silence their mouths, to take control of the situation before we decide to
Oh
assault.
yes. If we're going to make camp, I would not like to make camp near an hostile camp. So we take care of the situation, should we?
Look to One Who Leans. God, I wish I didn't have to be the one to do this, but he would be the one to try to probably talk me out of this. Would a show of force be helpful in our future negotiations with them? Fuck, man, I don't know what he would say! How about this?
I will remind you that you do have, at the moment, a diplomatic envoy en route to open up negotiations and to formally talk with the Crimson Lord.
We do, don't
Yes. Yes, we do.
Yeah, that we do know that.
And that's what I'm thinking about. Because we sent Graham because he's got a big chest about it. We sent him there to basically, I mean, not to diminish his efforts too much, but to basically be a fucking pompous windbag.
And kind of stall him almost, if anything.
A little, yeah. And yeah, almost to tempt them to say, go ahead, take our diplomat hostage. That would be an open act of war. You
At
would
the same
open up
time,
Pandora's box. This,
Villainy does have a grudge against those bandits too, because they're a menace to the Pats.
this,
As does Wither too, because you saw how he got when we first met them.
okay. This doesn't ever have to make it back to the Crimson Lord.
I would also
If
like
there are
to
no
know
survivors.
question on this as well. How close to the path that our diplomats are taking to, or that we're supposed to be taking to the Arachne and, in our case, the Dragon Cult, is this camp, if we know?
It is as close as you are. Now, if you should choose that you don't want to even attempt to kind of swing by undetected, you can absolutely back out and swing around and kind of take a little bit of a longer journey so that you're not even close to this camp. But the delegates will hold back and they're going to allow you to handle this as you deem is necessary. If you attempt to sneak through the area, they will do the same. They will be a little bit further out of view, basically off the map, and try to sneak around with you.
Okay,
Now, I have
I
a
need
question.
some kind of generic insight from what Filmy would know. She wonders what a show of force would do for the diplomatic effort on the envoys. Basically, she wonders if this camp is one that would be the type to regularly report to the main base, like it's some kind of watchtower or something like that. And if so, a watchtower going silent as as envoys are sent, would it be seen as a good show of force that you can
right.
take the peaceful path, or you can take the harmful path, and you will not win the
Fuck.
second one?
I've got two opposing forces in my hand right now. Two opposing positions in my hand with. Do you fucking mind? My god. Jesus. Kitty.
Filmy is really weighing her options because, like I said, the bandits are a menace to the Pats, and she doesn't take well to menace to the Pats and to travelers.
Right.
Wither
Dove.
is also kind of in a position of he's kind of in a spot where he's wanting to attack, but he's also wanting to protect the envoys that we're going with.
Dove wants
So
to take them.
if we attack, their voice can just slip by undetected. We can grab all the attention.
This is my difficulty, because Dove wants to take them. Absolutely. Definitely. But I'm trying to figure out if one who leans would just say, like, if he would just say, no, it would be a bad idea to do that. We should try just to walk by.
And
No issue.
Filmy is having a bit of an internal struggle too, because on the one hand, she
Ah.
doesn't like the taking of lives needlessly, but on the other hand, they are a menace to travelers, to the Pats, and she does not brook these kinds of people that just attack others unprovoked.
How about this?
All right. So there's definitely a debate to be made here, and we can perhaps glean some more information. So first of all, Dove and One Who Leans, would you share the information, the fact that you have spotted this camp with everyone else?
Oh, yes. Oh, certainly.
Okay. Now that you know it exists, the rest of you may roll perception checks again to see if you spot anything else. You may, Philomene, you were asking about like an insight, perhaps. You may
Nice.
roll an insight to see if you can
Nice.
get a sense of feel in
that-
like
yeah,
the
For fuck's
way
sake.
the way the camp is set up, the way the individuals are geared out and dressed.
Yeah, could I?
I guess to narrow it down for you, Mark, basically my insight is both in whether or not that's the kind of camp that serves as a guide
Oh,
to the
there you are.
headquarters
Hello.
for
Mhm.
any advancing force? And B,
Ah!
how would that camp going silent be useful or detrimental to the envoys?
Oh, it's
Mhm.
a red
Absolutely.
mage. Oh.
Absolutely. So, all right. So with your
All right,
insight,
the insight is really low. Damn.
yeah, with your insight, you don't glean a lot of extra information about it. Uh, you're not sure. This might just be a temporary camp. This could be a permanent camp that they use as kind of one of their waypoints on these different raiding parties just sent out into the country to ransack local villages. There may in fact be a local village nearby that they regularly do raids on. That is uncertain at this point to you. Uh,
I did roll pretty good on the perception.
your
That's why.
perception, however, yeah, we've got some more there. And Wither did okay on the perception, and Yozora did again basically average.
Getting annoyed by that.
Hmm.
Damn rolls.
Could we do the same? I would love to glean information based on where they are. Is this farther north than we were suggested their territory lies? Are they
It is not.
pushing
This is
into?
within the area that was known as their territory, so they're not out of place by any means.
Okay.
But yeah, absolutely. If you want to roll an insight, Dove, you may roll an insight to see if you can again glean some more information, get a better feel for this camp.
Yeah, definitely. See how they're kitted out. See if this looks like a party that is. If this is the kind of people we've met before, who's like, "Hey, you want to buy these slaves or what?" Or like, are these
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who are like, fresh meat, right? They see us and they're like, ours.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so go ahead and roll that, and then Philemy with
Yes.
your perception check. As you've
Philly's
had it
12.
pointed out to you, you take a good
nice.
look, and your
Fuck.
your wanderings and your travelings, you've seen encampments and you've seen bandits, you've seen everything. Nothing really surprises you as far as it goes with just traveling around places. You've seen it all at this point, and this looks like a fairly permanent installation. So this
Mhm.
is probably a place that they expect to have be friendly for them anytime any group comes to this area. So it is a known location, most likely.
Right, so definitely one of the more permanent fixtures in their own awareness of their territory.
And
But
what you
beyond that, I don't
also
really know more.
notice as you
Oh,
take a good hard look is that these individuals seem to have an abundance of lances and longer spear looking weapons. They have long hooks.
Mhm.
They have lots of netting that you can see. They have lots of rope. They have what appear to be heavy shackles every once in a while. And they are larger than you expect that they might need to shackle humanoids, at least most humanoids. If they are going to be using these on actual humanoids, then you might expect them to be shackling giants with just how large some of these manacles are.
okay. From that, can I roll a different insight check on whether or not they are trying to shackle dragon, dragon-related people?
That may not be even necessary, as Wither, when you take your look, you notice the one at the gate, the way they're dressed, the way they're outfitted, the way their kit and their equipment that you can see from
Motherfuckers,
where
let
you
her
are.
go.
Aiden can see it, and Aiden starts to react very negatively.
I
Do I
see.
see them reacting that way?
Aiden's definitely not hiding it, but this is kind of like desperate anger out of fear is the kind of reaction you're seeing from Aiden.
Okay, I see it in reacting, and I put two and two together. Those are dragon slavers.
Yeah, we got
Now,
some
with your insight,
insights.
Dove,
Yes.
the location you're in, the proximity to the coast, and the fact that you are likely in an area that is heavily trafficked by dragonkin looking for food, they are more than likely dragon specific in their hunting.
Yes. So, this may not be a great boon for our negotiations with the Crimson Lord, but
That is outweighed by our negotiations with the dragons.
Very much so. What I would like to do is get in position to eliminate the patrol first, quietly,
If I
silently.
may make assuming this has all been talked out loud and whatnot, if I may, I would like to make a suggestion. If we are going to attack and we are planning on trying to get favor with the Dragonkin, I would suggest we don't burn this place down. They may-
I don't know what you're suggesting.
Yozora just fixes the rest of the group with a deadpan. The last encampment we ran across, we used liberal amounts of fire, and it's a miracle that, as far as we know, we didn't kill any of their slaves. We don't know if this camp has anybody enslaved at this moment or captured, or however you want to look at it.
Or
This
if
one-
there is more dragons, specifically.
This one
Yes.
believes it would be wise to dispose of them cleanly, so that we may have something to show of our efforts
That too.
to our
But
receiving audience.
But if they have any slaves or anything, this way we have a chance to borrow an idiom, grease the hinges, grease the palms, make it so that we have an easier time with our quest instead of showing up with, yeah, we killed all these bandits here, but we might have killed a number of your people in the process.
Yeah, no, let's
Well,
avoid that.
What we don't tell them is just as important as what we do. However, sound good to silence those who would tattle on us first?
And
No.
also, I do.
Right.
I am kind of worried about Aiden and Chibisuke as well in this encounter and some such.
I
Understood.
think that we probably end up with us being Yozora gesturing to Wither and Aiden and himself and Chibi-Susuke. It's like, if these truly are dragon hunters, that might mean that you and I will be focus fired for our companions here.
All right.
If they are even noticed, I'm tempted to have Aiden hang back, to be honest. on this
Anyways,
encounter.
DM.
Dove, before you take off,
Yes.
you have asked the question, make sure everybody is cool with, let's take these guys out. We will pause there.
Ah.
We'll call today's session, and we will allow Lolo next week to respond and offer whether or not. I'm fairly certain that one who leans will probably
Yeah, with that
agree that taking
information.
this group out,
Yeah.
especially with all the information
Yeah.
you've got now, we'll probably agree that taking this group out is probably the best. But just in case, we'll
We
wait
do
for
want
that
him to be
final
able to win.
decision
Mm.
for when Lolo's back next week. But yes, we will pick up right here next week. Thank you guys for playing.
Yes, thank you. Oh man, we did so well to avoid 2 encounters. Now we're just bloodthirsty. Like, I want to taste.
That flipped right around real quick.
Well, to be fair,
It's these
have every
assholes,
reason-
you know? It's
Yeah.
these fucking
we actually have
assholes.
we actually have a couple of reasons to actually engage these guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
th-
yeah,
Oh, ooh,
I
Ah.
just want to specify that
Hi.
right now, with the realization that these are dragon slavers,
Oh.
Felemy is suddenly filled with a
Rage.
certain writer's
Oh my!
Yeah.
writersness.
Mm.
She just sort of sees acceptable targets.
100%.
Oh,
Hell
and-
yeah.
And
Yeah, it's like as while not on the same point, Yozora is again a knowledge seeker, and one of the reasons that they know Draconic is because dragons possibly hold, ancient knowledge. So, hunting dragons without a good reason, you don't want the black dragon up at the top of the river poisoning your water. But that's still now you've got my attention, and that's probably not a bright idea.
Dove is just quite interested in taking another pet. Look at him. Oh. He is fucking hot. White-haired boys, dude. Ugh.
Deidre,
Yes,
the wolf,
please.
that was unnecessary. Those guys?
Hmm.
Oh my,
Yeah.
you have our attention now.
I'm sort of formulating a plan already. I'm gonna get into position where I can take out the
That
Wandering
looks
Patrol.
like a red
and then
make
take out
from
this-
Final Fantasy.
It is
It does
definitely
look
that.
very much
It's
like
called a
a red
Crimson
mage,
Duelist.
doesn't it?
Like,
I'm tempted
yeah.
to follow you, by the way, Saildove.
Okay.
So
What
it's just I don't know if I want Aiden in this fight. Period.
It's understandable.
I'm afraid he's gonna get taken. That's what I'm more worried about,
My plan so far is to.
especially with his fear of this place.
I've got the cheat code. I can
It's two
just
different ways.
dismiss my familiar back to the Feywild and then summon
Okay.
them back.
You can, in fact, dismiss your companion there, Wither.
That's what
Oh.
that's what I'm thinking as well. But that's something that we will openly discuss next week.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have a week now to plan
We're gonna go. We're
any
gonna go.
sort of ambush you want to deliver
makes
upon
sense.
these individuals. So definitely keep that in mind. And hopefully everyone's back next week and we'll pick up and we'll, I anticipate fully that you guys take out this camp. I'm pretty excited.
Yay.
Because I'll have questions for next week on that. Anyways,
Absolutely.
about desummoning, so to speak.
Again, I'd like to point out, I'm really happy with how we avoided the
Oh,
last.
God,
two
yes.
So
episodes.
was I. That was very cool.
It's
I'll be
perfect.
honest, I was planning on in case we failed. It's like
Oh,
which
thanks for
would be
the
a
sub.
question for the a question for the DM would be which bolt indicates that it has to hit the target and maintain connection to keep doing damage. Water conducts electricity. Could I
Huh.
just fire a witch bolt into whatever puddle the damn thing's in and keep electrocuting it?
Always a possibility, but you do then need
I'd
to
figure it out.
consider that this is a creature that grows up around wet environments. It might be immune to lightning.
Yeah, but it's still a thought I've had on my.
It's always worth trying.
I am a
Yeah,
No,
thought ahead.
absolutely.
It's been a plan. It's like I may not have say lightning bolt right now. I don't think I'm not sure if I get that, but that's beside the point. But
Yep.
oh hey, a defensive option: pour a bunch of water down a hallway and light it up with witch bolt.
Okay, so we're about to raid Phenomenon. Go ahead and give him my love, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The raid's been counting down for a minute, so I will see you all. Well, most of you tomorrow. See ya.
See
Hell
ya.
yeah.
I'll join you for that raid from my stream.
Yay.
Yeah,
Catch you next
lightning
time.
bolt is a thing. It is something you can get eventually. And yeah, absolutely with witch bolt, if you say